Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Troy Dilo, and this is Gamers Universe. And today, I'm here, joined by my good buddy, Joe Marcello over here.
What's going on, guys?
All right, and today on the show, well, this is necessarily like our first show. So what we're going to be doing here is explaining to you what we're going to be doing for the show. So this show is going to be about us reviewing games for you. We're going to be telling you all the good games, the bad games, the ugly games, and all those games that you just don't care about, but we're going to do it anyway. So today's games, we're going to be reviewing Infamous First Light, the DLC, and then next on the list, we're going to be doing Middle-earth: Shadow of Mordor. So let's get this started. And the way we're going to do it is we're going to be reviewing like main topics here. Just the main topics. We're going to be doing, like in order, we're going to be doing storyline, graphics, gameplay, and replayability. So that's what we're going to be doing. So let's get this underway. So first things first, Joe, we're going to be talking about storyline. And first, we're going to kick it off with Infamous First Light. So the storyline for Infamous First Light is you're going through the game as Abigail Walker, or Fetch, as everyone else calls her. Now, if you haven't played Second Son, you're not really going to know what's happening in First Light, but what's happening here is you're going through the story of a secondary character from Second Son, and you're exploiting them, sort of. What you're doing is you're going to be playing as them and figuring out the story of Fetch. And it's a good story which has betrayal and all that kind of stuff. So me and Joe have been playing this, and we've come to a stalemate here. And what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be rating on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best, 1 being the worst. So I give the storyline for Infamous First Light an 8.
I myself gave it a 9. I haven't really played it too much, but overall it looked really well done. Infamous was a very popular game. I wasn't a big fan, but overall it looked like a good game. So back to you.
All right then. Second up is graphics. Now, if you don't really know what graphics is, I mean, you probably do, but just in case you don't, graphics is just the look of the game. Now, Infamous Second Son was a PlayStation 4 game, and since this is a DLC for Second Son, it's for PlayStation 4. And PlayStation 4 graphics, just in case you don't have one, is amazing. Just really good. And the graphics on this one look really good, especially the pink. Wouldn't you agree? The pink looked beautiful.
It looks amazing. The neon.
Definitely. I read somewhere in a Game Informer that the game developer said, we own the color pink with this game. Like neon pink, we own that color. And it's just a beautiful color that's displayed throughout the game, and it's just great. And I would give the graphics for Infamous First Light a 9. Joe, what do you say?
Me personally, it was amazing. The graphics were absolutely stunning. The color, beautiful. I gave it an 8 because I haven't played it too much, like I said. But overall, the look of the game with an HD TV, perfect. You're not going to get much better. So,
next up on the list is gameplay. Now, the gameplay for First Light, it was a little too easy, especially when you're fighting people, because all you got to do is zoom in, find the weak points, hit the weak points, and they instantly just get killed right away. Right away. One hit, done. You're done. Yep.
Now, what are the weak points?
The weak points can be anything from one of the legs to an arm to a head to a headshot, stuff like that. And some bigger, tougher enemies require 2 hits. 2 hits, but your time is slowed down, so you can just aim at that easily. And especially when you beat the game, there's this power where when you hit that weak point, and it instantly just enslaves people to fight for you. So you don't even have to fight. You can literally defeat like a wave of like 7 enemies in under a minute. It's boring. It's so easy. Which is why I had to give the gameplay around a 4. Wasn't that really good? Joe?
My opinion, because I never really got to beat the game. I wasn't even halfway, to be honest. Overall, the game was fairly easy, not towards the beginning, but it got it got progressively easier rather than harder. Most games would get harder. Overall, because of how hard and easy it was, I was kind of in the middle. I gave it a 9. So I don't know, I'm going to play it a little bit more, see how it goes, and we'll see if I agree with you on that.
All right, next up is the last category, replayability. Replayability, I feel, is a really important aspect of the game, because even when you beat it, are you going to go back to it, or is it done? Are you done? Is it going to just collect dust on your shelf, or are you going to sell it back? Now, since it's a DLC, you can't give it back. It's stuck on your console forever. And I think the replayability is good because you can get skill points, purchase upgrades for yourself. There's a battle arena that you can go through. And that's really fun because there's rescue missions, survival. You can even play the main character from Second Son in these battle arenas. And he's got more powers than Fetch, the first one. And that's really cool. And just the replayability, I feel, is just really good. But it gets stale after a while. So I'm giving it a 6. Joe?
Replayability, again, I haven't beaten the game, but there are a lot more things to do. I don't know if Troy mentioned that. A lot more to do rather than, you don't just have to do missions. There are collectibles and things like that.
Oh yeah, there's collectibles and
yeah,
there's
you can
there's
spray
races.
paint.
I forgot about the races.
I guess there are races. I never got to get to that.
Yeah.
So
The graffiti's pretty fun.
because I haven't done much, I'm going to give it a 7.
Yep.
So that's my rating. I don't know. Again, everybody else has a different opinion. Not that big a deal. So yeah, back to you.
So now that we've gotten all that done, we come to the total score of this game. The total overall rating. We've tallied up the score, and my final rating for this game is about a 7. Overall, it's a very decent game. You'll have fun with it. You might get bored, but the storyline keeps you coming back for more. And overall, I just think it's really good. Joe?
Now, my total, I guess I kind of rounded it off. I got about an 8. Not bad, not good. Mainly the reason why Troy had such a low number was because of the gameplay. It was easy for him.
Yeah, it was
for me,
too
it wasn't
easy.
that easy. But it was still fun. I figured an 8, roughly. My score would have probably rounded to that. So, yeah, let's move on to our second game.
All right, second game, Shadow of Mordor, Middle-earth. Now, what's really fun about this is it's coming out today, actually.
Yeah, it came out already. Yeah,
It came out today.
I'm downloading it on Steam.
And we already know what we're going to be doing after this.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's a guarantee. But let's get this underway. First things first, storyline. Let's go over the storyline, shall we? And you're going to have to help me out with this because I don't really know the storyline all that much.
All right. So basically, it starts off, I'm not too sure whether it's before or after the Lord of the Rings trilogy.
It's somewhere in between Lord of the Rings and Hobbit, right?
Yeah, Middle-earth. It sounds might be
Middle-earth.
before. I'm not too sure.
Yeah.
But the basic storyline, if you have seen Lord of the Rings, Mordor, which is basically the enemy territory.
Headquarters.
Yeah, very evil place.
Yeah. The main character
and
is
basically, yeah, he was. I think
name's
he was
Talion,
from
right?
Gondor, which is a big, huge.
Yeah.
Another territory of the good people, the elves, dwarves,
Yeah.
and Gondor, which are humans.
Yeah, Ranger.
Now, I'm not too sure of the guy's name.
It's Talion.
Talion, that's it.
It's Talion.
Thank you. Talion is basically, they took over Mordor, and Talion was in charge of everything, and basically,
He done goofed.
well, I don't think he done goofed. I don't know. Something happened. Sauron came back, and he killed his family and
Everything he loved.
which is brutal. We're not going to get too far into that. And basically, he's not dead. He gets killed, something like that, but he's not dead.
He's not dead.
And the reason why is because a ring wraith.
Yeah, ring wraith?
He entraps him into his body. The reason being, he wants to help take down the evil
That makes more
guy.
sense.
So basically, you have these crazy powers, and you can get more. It's upgrading, and different things like that. It looks really good. I'm downloading it on Steam, like I said. The only problem that I have with it, it's a really, really big game. 35 gigs. About 34, 35
gigs.
It's ridiculous. Yeah, I started at 1 o'clock, and I left my house to get to your house at about 3. And it was still going. It was a little bit more than halfway. But overall, the storyline looks amazing. I will tell you guys next episode how it is. I don't know. My opinion, it's going to be nasty.
Yeah.
We'll figure that out.
What'd you give it?
I gave it about I think I put a 9.
9?
Put about a 9.
Well, for me, I would also give it a 9 because that storyline just seems amazingly awesome. And I just feel like it's something I can get into because I always love, just the Lord of the Rings and all that stuff. And just all around, it just seems really good to me.
It always seems like emotional storylines, almost like movies, they always get you drawn in.
They always get you drawn in.
I always feel that way.
They do.
I don't know what it is, a lot of emotion and anger, and they add more things in when games have that.
Yeah.
That's one thing. They have more things. They have a nemesis system where it is basically if you're fighting a chief or somebody to that effect, a higher ranked orc, he will actually remember you. And if you die, the funny thing is, when you come back to life, when you go to fight him again, he'll actually say, "I thought I killed you already." Things like that, and they did pretty good with the nemesis system.
Yeah, they do really good with that.
Very cool, very cool. I'm hoping I get a lot of enemies. I hope I make enemies with a lot of people.
That would be
make
awesome.
them angry.
All right. Next up on the list, graphics. Again, this is another game that's going to be on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and the previous gen systems. But if you want the best graphic experiences, you probably want to get it on the next gen system, which is what I'm going to be doing. So he's got a PC. Yeah. Joe's got a PC. He'll
PS4
get it on.
for me, not yet.
Yeah.
But.
Yeah. So I think the graphics look really good. Just it gets the point across that you're on this, like you're in Mordor. You're somewhere in Mordor, and it looks beautiful, amazing. You can look across horizons, and it looks really good. I personally give graphics an 8. Joe?
Graphics, I got about the same, basically the same thing. I think it looks really good. I can't wait to play it. I just can't. I can't wait to get out of there. I hope it's done.
So good. So good.
Yeah, overall, graphics look amazing. I gave it an 8 as well. For the fact that I don't know for sure.
Yeah.
Because I have it on PC. It's not on the next gen, but I have a really good PC, so I'm pretty sure I could play it on a high setting. Yep. So overall, I gave it an 8. And we'll see. I'll say it again next time too.
Yep. So next up, we're going to do gameplay. Now, as we said before, we've got the nemesis system where you get killed by an enemy, but you're not going to die. You're going to come back. And when he kills you, he gets more power, and he upgrades through the rankings of Sauron's army. And then he comes back, and he's just, "I thought I killed you," and it's like, "No, you didn't. I want revenge now."
And there is one thing I have to add on that. I also saw that if you're fighting a higher ranked enemy, he'll stay and fight, because sometimes if they're low ranking,
they run sometimes.
They're small, and they're not as tough. They will actually run away.
Yeah, they'll run.
And you can use the Wraith powers to pretty much make them your minion.
Yeah.
And all it'll do is basically whenever you see him again, whether it be during the big meeting like they had where you're supposed to kill the big captain, you can activate them as your minions. And let's say he's behind him, like I saw in the trailer.
Yeah.
The guy that he captured was behind the guy that you're going to kill. He was
behind the guy you're going after.
Yeah.
I remember.
So basically what happened was he controlled him, and he went up behind, the orc went up behind him and said, you're lying to us. Yeah, you betrayed us. And he stabs him,
gets him right
which
in the back.
doesn't kill him, but it injures him and makes him easier to kill. He's more
easier to kill later on.
To bad injuries.
Yeah. So when you can manipulate That's
Yeah,
good.
exactly.
That's a good
You
word for
can-
it.
There are
You
a
can-
bunch of different options for that. But then you have tougher enemies, bigger, stronger, who won't run. And I think that's really cool. So that way they don't all run.
Yeah, because
but
they're like close to being
I'm pretty
top
sure
dog.
if they don't run, I'm pretty sure you can only kill them. And I'm sure there is a way to get them and control them, but there are a bunch of
a little
different
harder.
things. I really want to try that though. I want to take somebody and make them mine or kill them or it's gonna be so much fun.
It's gonna be good. All right,
It'll be amazing.
So, gameplay, I gave it around a 9 because just the whole nemesis system and the whole fighting. The fighting is close to like Batman themed, where you have one strike button and then one counter button. Well, that's really the basics of it. It'll definitely be more complex than that. But I love a good game where you press one button to do moves and then one button to counter. It's great. I love it. I'm giving it a 9. Joe?
Me personally, I'm gonna give it a. I think I put none because I haven't played it. But if I were to give it something, I'd say a 7.
Yeah.
I don't wanna jump too ahead of myself. Give it a 9 or an 8.
Yeah,
But I want to give it something. I put none. But I think I'll go with a 7.
All right. Last up is replayability. Now, I wouldn't really know. I mean, there is like an upgrade system, and that's always good when there's different skill trees, so you can see like where you go. But a game, I gotta play it first in order to really understand like if it's replayability or not. So I'm not really gonna give it a score because like you just don't know until you actually figure it out for yourself.
Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly. I'm really hoping it'll have some replayability to it.
Yep.
Really, I hope it does. Oh man. But overall, the look of it, I'm sure at the end it's sort of like Assassin's Creed where you can still run around and do
Oh yeah,
certain
there's
things,
definitely gonna be a
kill
free
enemies
roam.
because there'll definitely be enemies and whatever, and there is a climbing aspect, sort of like Assassin's Creed, a little bit different, not as fluent.
Yeah.
But it still looks amazing.
Looks really good.
It looks great. My rating for it I think I put none for that too. And again, I haven't beaten the game. I don't think anybody has. Maybe somebody has. Who knows? But anyway, so yeah,
already
if
got it
I
and
were
beat
to
it in
rate
one day.
that, my guess is looking at it, I'd give it another 7. So
Yep.
we'll see. And again, I'll mention all this stuff next show. I'll give you guys all the information because you'll probably have it by then anyway.
probably
But
have
still, I'll probably have gotten a little bit further than you have.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, that's basically mine.
So now we come up to the total score, the total aspect of how we see the game. Now, given my scores, the total score for me is about a 9. It's a really, really, really good game. Great reviews, great everything. This is going to be a really, really good game that I can't wait to just get my hands on and just start tearing it up.
My overall rating for this game was, I think it was an 8. Yeah, an 8.
Yeah.
So it's not too high, it's not too low. It's I suppose it's a bit too high for my expectations. But overall, I feel as though it's a good game from the looks, and I'm really hoping it'll turn out as well as it looks. You know, a lot of games don't have that. Some do.
You know, some games have it like your expectations go too high, and it's just, no, we lied to you.
Yeah, it's a 50-50.
It's a 50-50 chance.
There's nothing else.
You're never going to know, you guys.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's going to about wrap us up for here on Gamers Universe. I'm Troy Dilo with my good buddy Joe Marcello here.
See you later, guys.
So this is Troy Dilo, Joe Marcello. We're signing out. See you guys next time.